What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the new album from the band Misery Index, entitled The Killing Gods. This is released on Season of Mist. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Baltimore, Maryland, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very politically motivated, ripping, and straight-up crushing hybrid of both death metal and grindcore. Come to think of it, Misery Index is a band that is very, very synonymous with the stylings of both death metal and grindcore. This band was formed by a guy by the name of Jason Netherton, whom you may know as one of the founding members of Dying Fetus. Of course, back when Dying Fetus had that really raw, unbridled death grind kind of sound. Yeah, just put out some really, really incredible material with Dying Fetus, and then went on to form Misery Index. And of course, ever since the early 2000s, this has been a band that has been incredibly consistent and just solidifies why this band has such a really, really incredible work ethic. I mean, putting out great, great material, doing tours, just making their body of work well known, and it showed on albums like Discordia and Traders and their most previous full-length Hairs to Thievery. Just really relentless drumming, great riffs, some awesome technicality, all done in a very, very quick and tasteful manner. Really, really awesome body of work that this band has put out. Now, it's been quite a while since we've heard anything from Misery Index, and now here we are with the fifth full-length from Misery Index entitled The Killing Gods. It's 12 tracks, and it clocks in at around 43 minutes in length, and I really, really love the way that this album starts out. It starts off with the first 15 minutes of this album, or better yet, the first 5 tracks lumped into one little conceptual piece called Faust. I mean, Faust, The Calling, The Oath, Conjuring the Call, and The Harrowing. Pretty much a mixture of some very, very well-timed instrumentals, and then getting on to the actual music itself. Pretty much it shows that this band is willing to become a little bit more mature and become a little bit more creative. And once the first 15 minutes of this album fly by, you already are going to be welcomed right into the hell that Misery Index know how to bring. And with that being said, I honestly think that this is probably the most mature and human effort that Misery Index have put out in quite a long time. Really, really smart musicianship being displayed here. Guitar work is incredibly technical and incredibly on point. Pretty much the standard you would be used to if you listen to any sort of Misery Index release. You just get some really, really great riff work going on here. Very, very good interplay between the guitars that are being done on this particular record. Going on to tracks like the title track and then Gallows Humor, you just get some really, really awesome guitar riff work going on here. The solos are incredibly articulate, very well played, and very, very smashingly done here. I want to say towards the closing moments of this album, the track Colony Collapse, I want to say John from Dying Fetus makes an appearance on as far as the instrumentation side is concerned. Of course, this seems to be a staple of every Misery Index record, is to include something from John Gallagher of Dying Fetus, and I think he does some tremendous work here on that particular track. But overall, I think the guitar work here is incredibly smooth and very, very well balanced and well played. Bass tone is absolutely solid. I really love the way that it sounds here on this album. It feels very clean, very natural, nothing too loud or too overbearing. I think the bass work definitely suits itself just fine here and definitely lays a nice, smooth balance for this album's length and for its overall pacing. And speaking of pacing, let's move on to the drums. Adam Jarvis is a maniacal drummer and pretty much showcases why he is a very, very well heralded and well-respected drummer. He has a very, very good knack for timing and just delivering the right moments at the right time. and with his drum performance here, it's just really, really special. I love his quick fills, his fast double bass, really, really good footwork going on here, great snare tone, incredible blast beats. There's just a lot of variety and momentum going on here as far as the drum work is concerned. I think it's really, really amazing that this guy still can put on an incredible drum performance and know how to handle himself very, very gracefully. And moving on to the vocals, of course you get the usual vocal attack that you would expect from a Misery Index release. Very throaty, very rugged, very understandable. That's the kind of vocal performance you would get on a Misery Index release, and it's really no different here on the Killing Gods. I think the vocal performance is very, very on point. I love the attention to detail. I love the emotion in the vocal delivery. Very powerful, very angry, very pissed off, and that's some really, really incredible stuff that you get to hear, especially when it comes to the conceptual pieces of this record, preferably the first 5 tracks with Faust. I think it's really, really awesome. And then moving on to the later half of this album, I think it's awesome. And if you happen to get the bonus version of this album, you're in for a really unique kind of treat, because there is a Ministry cover on here, and the track of their choosing was Thieves of the New World Order, which I think is a pretty awesome track to cover, I would say. And I think Misery Index pulled that off quite nicely here. So overall, if you're a fan of Misery Index and what they've done in the past, you will find something to enjoy with the Killing Gods. I think this is a sensational piece of death grind done by people who know exactly what they're doing, and they put on a marvelous, marvelous performance with this album. If I had to pick any favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say the conceptual piece that is Faust, the first 5 tracks of this album, the title track, Gallows Humor, The Weakener, and Sentinels. Some really, really awesome stuff. So I'm going to leave you a link in the description box to the Misery Index Bandcamp, where you can stream this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. You can buy it directly from the Bandcamp page or through the Season of Mist web store. It is available in multiple formats. It is available on CD, standard CD, double 2LP vinyl, cassette tape, digital download, and the version which I hold in my hand is the Digibox version. It is in this nice little slipcase with alternate cover art, and it comes in this really, really cool box, which has the actual cover art, and it has some really, really cool bells and whistles in here. Has a really nice chrome style pin that you can tag onto your hat or your vest or whatever. Comes with a woven patch of the artwork and some selected vinyl stickers, which I think is a really, really cool package and pretty much up to par with any kind of major release that Season of Mist seems to put out. So if you're a diehard, definitely get this version if you wish. But again, the album is The Killing Gods by Misery Index. This is released on Season of Mist. Definitely check this out. And I'm going to give this a very strong 8.5 out of 10. Quality death grind from a quality band that definitely waves the flag for death grind very, very smoothly. So support Misery Index. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. And until the next time, Army Ho out.